It's simply because I was sitting tonight watching The Highwayman. Great movie. If you haven't watched it on Netflix, I watched it once before, but I wanted to see it again. And while I had it running in the background, I was preparing for the next run I wanted to do for the stream tomorrow afternoon, and was just doing a bit of the accounting that is also a part of this. And yeah, basically suddenly it just struck me. Actually, back in the day when gold was pretty much worthless, I used to find loads of gold with the F105 finder, which was the primary finder everybody used back then. So I thought, well, why not give it another go? Why not give the F105 finder a go? Obviously the F105 finder, I don't have that one, I have a Z20, but I also have a couple of Cougar finders, which is pretty high level finder, but it comes pre-amped, so it costs 2.70 pet per drop. That together with a F105, with a level 5 amplifier is it's a pretty heavy run actually. It's highly amplified, but I think it might actually work. Also, I might get completely wrecked, but I really felt like I wanted to give it a go. And hang on, why doesn't the game start? I'm just getting all the stuff fired up here, because it just took me. I wanted to go on a run. I wanted to give it a go. It might cost me a lot. It's almost 1k pet run, because we spent 4 pet 70 on each drop, but I think it should be right. It used to work very well back in the day. I don't think it's a way many people mine. People these days tend to go very deep, very fast. Not something I normally do. I try to target whatever I'm trying to mine. So I'm gonna drop myself right into the old school gold fields where I used to find a lot of gold, and I'm gonna give it a go. And I'm just gonna go hard right away, because I yeah, sometimes I get these where I think I got it all figured out, and then I just don't. But anyways, I wanted to give it a go, and I felt like this is the type of mining I want to do right now. So I thought, hey, let's go, let's fucking go, let's see what we can get. So this area right here, down here, is very much, this down here is definitely gold area, and I think this whole place is gold area. Definitely down here, probably should move. Like, I've found gold in all these areas here, but the question is, this up here, plenty of gold. You know what, I think I'm gonna go this way around here. Probably, maybe more like this, and then make a jump over here and mine this and see how we do. So basically the run that I'm gonna do tonight is gonna be the Cougar finder for ores. I'm probably not gonna mine in metals because I want to focus on this. This is a pretty heavy run. As I said, it's 4.70, 4 pet 70 each drop, so it's pretty much the same as a level 8 amplifier. It's pretty unorthodox to do in this kind of area. It's definitely not something I would normally consider as a good way of mining. But as I said, relying on previous very old experience, I wanted to give it a go. Because back then I used to find a lot of gold. Like, I found massive amounts of gold. I was just unloading it into the trade terminal. So yeah, why not? And I want to find a use for the Cougar finder because it is without a doubt the cheapest way of cycling a lot of pets these days. Also, there is Quantium here. We can probably actually just... No, I shouldn't be using. I need to use it as it is because it's a very low value finder. Well, it is a fairly expensive finder, but it's a low value in terms of base value. It only holds 50 pet worth of value on it, so there's only 1330 drops approximately on it. So I'm not gonna see a lot of tier increases on it. So I need to find a use for it the way it is here. So we're definitely gonna get a lot of this zinc here and stuff like that, but that comes with the territory. But basically we just need a couple of hits of gold and we should be fine. If we can get 50 pet worth of gold, that will cover the costs. 50 pet is probably lowballing it. Obviously if we get 100 pets we are just cruising. But on a run like this, 50 pet is supposed to be expected. That is what we need. We might not be able to get it, but that's what I'm aiming for. We had a really bad run earlier today, so going hard like I am here, it's not a good idea per se. We do have an angle here, we're going for gold, but when mining is bad, basically it very rarely changes a lot. Obviously there might be some short bursts of good period in it, but we'll see how this goes. Might end the run a bit sooner if it doesn't work out and go get something else, but I really wanted to go mine, and as I said, I don't mine unless it's on stream, so I had to fire up the stream. The good thing is, even though we are amping very hard and dropping the equivalent of a level 8 amplifier each drop, we don't pay much markup on it. I think it's the equivalent of paying 101.5%, so maybe a 101.7. So it's a very cheap run. We don't need a lot of markup. And there's Quantium as well here. We can definitely hit that. Oh, we already have 2 tiers on it. It has crappy tier numbers. Might be possible to get some tiers on it. They might have adjusted it so it compensates for the lower trade terminal value. We'll see. Thank you for the tip if you're out there, Gixer, on CaveSap. Oh, that was where you found the ceramite. Ceramite is a bit of an elusive mineral. It's not easy to obviously if you come back, but it seems like the respawn rate of it is a lot slower than the rest, maybe three or four times the respawn rate, maybe even more. I used to, when I mined Xeromite and Tritonite and stuff, Tritonite is even longer. I used to find Xeromite every 3 days or so. Tritonite was a lot less. Very elusive. Guess that's why they're called the Royals. Back then they used to pay a lot better than they do today. So yeah, again, this is a bit of a surprise stream here. Just wanna try out this gold thingy here. See if we can find some gold. As I said, I used to find a lot of gold back in the day using just the F105 finder, and the Cougar finder here is pretty similar. Looks a lot cooler though, it actually looks pretty cool. But depth wise and type, it actually has a bit longer, wider search area, which is good, means higher claim frequency. My reason for also not mining, I do mine this, but not mining using going quite heavy on the amp here is because this is not a heavily mined area. You don't see that many people that mine this area, so the risk of going into an area that has been mined by someone else is rather slim. It's pretty much a clean field here. Hang on, let me just, I just fired up the stream here, just needed to make sure that the microphone was on and everything. We definitely gonna global a couple of times here, I believe. Even if mining is bad. I'm gonna go old school here. I very often rebomb my own claims. Obviously not on top of the claim, but ran like 70-80 meters in the other direction and dropped the probe here. So this is gonna be a clean old school run. Probably just refined azurite here. I don't remember what kind of markup it has. I think it does have a little markup. And we don't need a lot because we pay so little for this. Yeah, does have 108%. Oh, yeah, we're gonna see that. We are mining at a very shallow depth, so we will see Listerium even in fields that normally does not hold Listerium, simply because we're not able to reach a depth that excludes it. So it's kind of a generic one. So let's say this, if we have been mining deeper, this might have been Valorite or Dianum. What is else in this area that is deep? Maybe Calderite. but some other material that wasn't like list is a filling generic one that you get in case you don't utilize your tools or the depth to the max. That allows you to really generate something else. Just kill this. He's probably gonna aggro us.
Greatest lesson in my way of beliefs and impression. What has been paves the road for what's to be. For every step I take, I'll let it be. Remember backpacking by the water, late days I see the bottom free falling to words from the 90s over fire pits. Through scattered words and no mistakes. I hope you heard what I meant to say. There will be times when it rains on you. I'll be the life that you can hold on to. And on the day when I turn to dust, I hope you know just how much I love you.
I'm gonna do south to north, a couple of slices here. I did run this area with the Terramaster 8 earlier this week, or was it last week? And we didn't get, I think we got one claim of gold, that was it. And that also made me wonder a bit. Obviously it's possible they have just lowered the drop rate tremendously. Might also be because people are mining it wrong, but we'll see. If we can get more than one claim on this run, that's definitely better than the last. Oh, so we got a small huff here. Fortunately it was Listerium, that really blows. 258 pet. That's not too bad. Oh, an anonymous Chira. Thank you very much for the 100. I appreciate it, man. Very generous. I'm pretty excited right now. Also for the bits, thank you very much. But I love when I get these things. It really means I'm taking the game back in. And want to try some new stuff out here. Obviously, I never mind this, amp this. I rarely, that's a better way of putting it. I rarely amp this hard. But I really do think that there's something wrong with the gold market. Like, it shouldn't be that skint. There should be more gold out there. It should be dropping more than it is. So we want to figure out how to mine it efficiently. Oh, another azadite here. We can definitely live off azadite if we can get enough. I didn't even know you could throw on bits there anonymously. Pretty sweet. Probably need to use that. Probably need to get myself some bits. And just together with a huff, so can't really complain about that. The huff there is obviously the run so far has been slow. And we will, but this huff here will probably cover most of our costs. I think it's going to be hard for us to go in the negative on this one. And I'm pretty stoked as well that we're able to turn over this much pet with such a low markup. 101.567, 100.7%, sorry, not 100.7, 101.7% for a level 8 amplifier equal is pretty amazing. It almost makes it able to compete with an unlimited finder. Unlimited amplifier, I mean. Funny when you move to the left or the right, sometimes this left arm, it becomes a dead arm. It just hangs dead down to the left of this, just hangs down his body. I'll probably try. I don't think I'll take another slice of this. Maybe I will. Here we got another claim, and it's zinc. Zinc and gold very often are in the same areas. So every time we find a zinc and azadite, it kind of confirms that I'm in the right area, I guess. Zinc and azadite is living together with gold. They're married. How big was it again? Wow, it was actually 258. I thought it was 230-ish. Get more mystery. Yeah, we'll be fine. We need to hit a big fat huff so I can buy that modified excavator. That'll really speed this process up. Like 3 times the speed of excavating. Hate excavating. I was considering putting in the money to buy the modified excavator and then put up an order for one at 2k, but unfortunately modified excavator's base value is 4,000 pet, so you would have to log up 6,000 pets to put on an order. That's a bit steep. It's gonna leave me with 4k pet, that kinda without a purpose in game. I was about to say we do find claim sizes that are in the higher end of our range. Our range here, as you can see, is from average to considerable. And we have been finding amples and considerables. This is our first average, which is a decent sign actually. It means that obviously our hit rate is kind of low, but that might just be the area. But it means that mining isn't completely destroyed like it was this morning. Or afternoon it was. Morning, afternoon, noon. I wonder if this is a taxed area or is it a land grab area that might not have been claimed yet. Just gonna drop a couple of probes here along the coast, and then probably cross over. Oh, it weekends faster than I thought. Oh, nice. Just check the tags on this place. I can't really mine tax areas. We turn over a lot of pet right now. We're pretty heavily amped. Oh, and this is a very crowded place. Oh, I forgot to check what kind of minerals was in here. I guess I know. It's gold, azodite, zinc, calorite, ceramite, tridonite on a rare occasion. And quantium. And gold, of course, that's why we're here. Oh yeah, wespidite, that's down here as well. Problem with wespidite is it takes a 1,000 meters average search depth on to really find. So it's a bit like redolite actually. Didn't used to have a good markup. Used to find it all the time back when it didn't really have a purpose. Went straight into the trade terminal. Oh, there's magnesium here as well. The all-time high mineral. So basically we're here for the gold. I'm testing out here. I normally don't stream 2 times in a day, but I went in game to sort out the run from earlier today, and I was sitting there just listing some stuff on auction to free up some pets so we're ready for the next run. Did the accounting for the last run here, which you can see below. We lost almost 200 pets, but that was expected. It was a really bad couple of days. And it happens. You can't avoid that. You can't win every run. You just have to see how you go about it. The best way to generate enough markup to really cover those kind of runs when they do occur. Anyways, I sat there and went through auction, and I saw that there was basically no gold. And back in the day when I was mining with a F105 finder, I used to find loads of gold. It was back then it was just base value material. You threw it in the trade terminal. You didn't really use it for anything. I think it was only used for the EMT, the first aid pack 2600 watt thingy. So basically it was just worthless. Because everybody had those and it was horrible efficiency first aid pack. So I thought, well, I found a lot of it back then using the F105 finder, and I had those couple of Cougar finders in my storage, and I really wanted to use those. I wanted to find a use case for them. So I thought, hey, maybe the Cougar finder can be used for gold. So I bought a couple of level 5 amplifiers, which we are now using together with the Cougar finder. So it's almost like a level 8 amplifier. The only difference is that we get it a lot cheaper. It's the equivalent of buying a level 8 amplifier at 101.7%. So that's a pretty good price for a level 8 amplifier. So we're able to turn over a lot of pets. So if we can get a stable supply, stable flame rate of gold, so far we haven't found any, but if we're lucky, if we get it right, this can be a really powerhouse to mine. But it could have cost us a lot of pet, but luckily we got a 258 pet Hoff very short time after we started, like 15 minutes into the run. So basically we're gonna have a hard time losing money now. And just these 108% ores like azadite and magnesium, we're gonna get a couple of 100 pets of that. It's gonna cover a lot of the costs.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers and kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
Bring the gold, come on. I really want to find some gold.
Tied up with strings.
If you go to Little Big Mining Log, you'll see that gold is average find. So the average depth it's being found is 880 meters, I believe. But they might have changed it. I just know back in the day it was like 500 meters, 550. And that is where this finder is at. Sometimes the reason for it actually being listed as being found at that average search depth is because that's the type of search depth that people are searching at. So basically that's just due to the actions being performed rather than the gold actually being at that depth. But I might be wrong. So far it seems like I'm wrong. But we'll see. We're here for the money. I don't mind being wrong as long as I make pets. Hey Marty. Hey man, see you busy again. Any luck so far or you just started? I just started and I also had some luck. We had a 258 pet. Unfortunately it was Listerium, but it's good enough. Pays the bills. As I just said, I wanted to see if I can find some gold. So I'm actually prospecting with a heavily amped. I use a level 5 amplifier together with a Cougar finder. That's almost 5 pet a drop, so it's pretty much similar to a level 8 amplifier. But I thought I wanted to test this run the way that I thought it should be for it to work. And for it to really be worth my time to mine gold, I need to be able to find it with this setup. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. So it's a 500 probe run with 2 level 5 amplifiers. I keep want to call it level 8 because that's basically what it is. But half of the amplification, if we can call it that, comes from the finder. It's a preamp finder, the Cougar finder. Curious which finder is good for it. You're having troubles getting it so far with different finders. Yes, exactly, and I am as well. I went through this area up here and down all the way down here and dropped quite a lot of probes. I think maybe 200 drops using the TerraMaster 8, and I didn't find I found 1 claim of gold. That was it. And looking through auctions, seeing there was almost no gold on auction compared to the amount being sold, there was very little on auction. So I thought there gotta be some better way of finding gold. So I wanted to try at 550 meters. Because back in the day when gold was a lot more common, I used to find loads of gold using the F105. So I thought, well, maybe the reason for gold being found as deep as it is because that people are using deeper finders rather than it actually being found the best at that depth. So I wanted to try the Cougar finder here. I had a couple in my inventory I wanted to start using, but I haven't really been able to figure out a use case for them besides and matter. So I thought, hey, I feel like mining, let's give it a go. Oh wow, check that out. Massive mining skill gain here, 113% just as we are amping hard. Couldn't ask for more. You was using 500 to 800 meter finders and still nothing. No. And I know I only found 1 claim using the TerraMaster, and I think that it should be more common. Obviously, composition change, drop rates change. Sometimes stuff that used to be common becomes rare, like gold. Used to be very common, gold, easy to find. Now it's hard. So maybe it's just that shift. You're back to your good old F105. It's my precious. Yes, it's everyone's precious, I believe. It's a great, great finder. The Cougar finder is very similar. It comes preamp, so it's very cheap amplifier to use. Well, technically, using just the oh wow, a mini from this one. Using just the finder with no amplifiers on is similar to a level. Let's see, 20-30 probes. That's 1.5 pet. 1.70 pets, so that's a little more than level 4, little less than level 5. Hey Ruffy. Yeah, markup is up on gold. There's not a lot of gold on auction. So we'll see if we can hop on it here. Should be possible.
It's all a puzzle, drinking like I find the answer in the bottom of this bottle. Life's a struggle, so we work just to work more. One of life's flaws has us falling to 1,000 more when the rich
Fortunately, there's a lot of Listerian in the mix.
phone and I'm on the road. I take the call, she's low, saying she's been diagnosed with the same shit that had me wear a black suit and tie when my mother's mother said goodbye back in 99. There's a thin line between love and hate, and I see people cross the border every day, and I see people hustling to find change, in the pursuit to find change. Yeah, all I know is that you come home, Atu ain't ready, Atu needs to get more. The hourglass is pressure and resistant thoughts of pessimism.
Yeah, this is a bit of a crash run. I didn't plan on streaming tonight, but as I said, I only mind when I stream, and I really wanted to try this out. I really wanted to see if it works. So, I guess I had to stream.
You don't know why, living in a city where they leave you by the roadside. All I know in the place where I grown is I don't wanna be like him. Young guy, you don't know why, living in a city where they leave you by the roadside. All I know in the place where I grown is I don't wanna think about you, drink about you. I try with you, but you push me away.
Oh, we got another 6-7 pet there. Almost 8. What are you trying? You just entered. I'm trying to find gold with the Cougar Finder, because I'm able to amp very hard and very cheap with the Cougar Finder. So if the Cougar Finder is somewhat reliable at finding gold, it can be a pretty good deal. So it's almost 5 pet a drop. We have a level 5 amplifier on. We bought at 102.99%. And then the Cougar Finder amplifies at almost 2 pets as well. Oh, I need to leave this land area. Oh, it's 0%, so we can run through this. Cool. It's a pretty cool finder. I really think, well, sometimes I'm a bit, I wouldn't say manic, but I do feel like sometimes there are some openings some places. Good luck, good luck. Thanks a lot, Ruffy. I just don't understand gold is this rare. Maybe that's just why. If I sometimes bump into the microphone, it's because I'm still getting used to I moved it a lot closer to my face. Hopefully that removes some of the sound. Sometimes when I talk was quite bad. It was sound like I was sitting in a big empty room. And I noticed that if I had the microphone really close to my face, a lot of that noise went away. So sometimes my headset bumps into it. I'm still getting used to having it this close, but I think it's worth the trouble. Oh, so it's an Atrox. Oh, we can just... Oh, he got out. To some extent, it's actually good that we get so many cheap minerals, because they have a high turnover, they're easy to sell, and we are turning over a lot of pets right now, this type of mining here. More than our bankroll can sustain if we have to save up a lot of it. It was quite fun when we hit that Hoff. I just said we're gonna global a couple of times. We might not global anymore. The Hoff kind of just summed that whole thing up into one, sucked it all up, gave us one big loot. We'll see. Might be more in the ground. I wonder if this is taxed. I hope it's not. Takuta, I believe it is actually. I think I've seen Han Solo something. Or is that Euro Plateau? I will see. Do I TT very low stuff just to keep going, or do I really try to sell everything? I try to sell everything that's 102 and above, 102% and above. So if it has a buyout that's higher than 102%, I try and sell it. Unless I'm really low on pet. But we have a bunch of what's it called? I'm not gonna mess with those. We can probably take those. They do 3 types of damage. So yeah, basically I'm trying to sell everything. How much did I get on the Hoff? 58 pets. So it wasn't a big one. It's definitely big enough to cover the costs here for this run. Ensure that we get a decent run. The only problem is I just did all the calculations for the run we did around noon today, so now I need to redo those and add this. Shame there's a lot of 102 to 103% stuff that takes ages to sell, like root. Yeah, root acid. That was exactly what I just listed a couple of hundred pets of. Yeah, root acid takes ages to sell. Same with, I think zinc is a bit of the same. It's really annoying. It locks up a lot of pets, makes it harder, makes you need a bigger bankroll, basically. This is the Hoff song. He's singing about a Hoff he once got and how much he enjoyed it, how hard he worked to get it, and then the Hoff just slowly fades away. Oh, there we go, Quantium. That's also one of the things we are after. If we can get Quantium and gold, we Gucci. Then we actually found a use case for the Rocktech Cougar Finder. For ores, that is. I just need to check. I think it's like 200%. Oh, only 150. It's good enough. It's fine. We can get some more. It is nice. All I hope for really is there's a use case for this finder, because the finder is cheap. We can amp hard, turn over a lot of pets. We just need to make sure that we can make a lot of markup on it. That's the problem. What's the markup on the finder? It's only 134%. So, oh, we have some phalanges here. I can take it if I want, but I don't want to really. Ah, you know what? Let's kill it just for the fun of it. Oh, if it was just stop hitting me, it wouldn't. Ah, never mind. Normally they don't hit that much. Oh, wow. Anyways, we're here to mine. Let's keep going. Should have bought the should have bought that one instead of the Simplex B35. Yeah, the Simplex B35 is extremely expensive, but I think the reason for the Cougar Finder for being so cheap, let's just call it cheap, is because the demand for it is quite low, as you need to be level 65 to max it out. So obviously it has a limited clientele. There's not that many that max or can even use it. So I think that's why it's also so cheap. It's not like it's a finder people snag up real fast. So that's the good thing about skills. But yeah, the Siblix Finder series is a sweet series as well. Unfortunately, they're expensive, very expensive. I think this was kind of the place not far from here we found gold the last time. Looks a bit similar. It's tier 1. We're not gonna put any enhancers on it. It's gonna be hard to really reliably tear these up. They have very low base value, only 50 pet. So we wear them down rather fast. There's only 1330 drops on each. So to rely on tearing them up will be a loss unless we can figure out a way to make money on them as is. Is it $191 earned? Yes, it is. We started out at 3,600. We are currently at 5,600 something, but we lost a little earlier today, so I just kind of adjusted for that in my head. So like $10 approximately. Because we made 100 pet yesterday. And then lost 200 today. It's okay. We have been playing for 6 weeks. I have been prospecting some new areas like this, what I'm doing here. Obviously, they normally come with a loss because you run through areas you don't know. You don't really know the good spots. You don't know what kind of minerals are there. You might mine the Mysterium. And yeah, you easily rack up a loss when you go through new areas until you find them and really locate the good places. Once you got those, you can farm them out again and again. Yeah, it's usually a lose to explore. Yeah, it is. Right now we're out for gold and Quantium. We found a single Quantium and we want to see some gold soon. That's really what we need this finder to be able to find, basically. Of course you'll learn, yes, hopefully. Probably should... I think south is a bit better here. We need to go a bit further south. So I'll probably just make a quick small teleport jump out here, run down the coast, and then jump across at some point. Yeah, because you learn it is. This game is a knowledge game. You need to use your knowledge, you need to obtain new knowledge, and obtaining new knowledge is normally quite expensive. But for the last like 2-3 weeks where we have made the most profit, we've been running constantly through Solace Islands, Sanarium, and Chinook Jungle, pretty hardcore. On the very long runs, we've headed into Oshiri Hearts, we've headed into New Switzerland, but basically we've been running through our 3 core areas. And at some point you need to explore, you need to find new stuff, you need to adjust. Seems like gold prices are going up rather soon, so I wanted to get ahead of that, see if I could find some spots that were good for that. And I know back in the day, many years ago, I used to find loads and loads and loads of gold with my F105 in these areas, but back then it was straight into the trade terminal, it wasn't worth anything. So I wanted to see, I know I tried to find gold with the TerraMaster 8 in the past, a couple of weeks ago. What is it? So this is, okay, I see. Didn't know that, I thought this was actually a place you could mine. Anyways, I tried to drop maybe 200 drops with the TerraMaster 8. Found 1 claim of gold. So I thought when I was sorting my run out from earlier today, I was thinking about back then where I found so much gold using the F105. Hey, I have these Cougar finders here that I bought up because I thought they were at a good price. I just haven't found a use case for them yet. It's probably the cheapest way of amping. There's 1300 drops on it, and which is the equivalent of how much is that? 13 level 5 amplifiers. And you only pay 17 pet markup. But if I have to buy 13 level 5 amplifiers, I will pay 60 pet markup. Actually 65 pet markup. So as you can see, there's a lot of money saved if I can make a use case for this finder. And I can amp really hard, which is also fun, because I have a level 5 amplifier on here as well. So it's basically the same as a level 8 amplifier. And that's always fun. You just need to make sure we generate enough markup. Otherwise we're gonna become one of those suckers who pay everyone else to play the game. Global on oil for the win. I don't mind when matters on this run, I focus on ore. I normally mine in matters the heaviest. That's the one I amp the most on. I rarely amp hard for minerals because I just don't think there's a market for it. Someone sucked. No, it was just a condescending way of me saying that if you lose money you are. Which might come back and bite me in the ass if we end up losing here. Which is probably a very bad idea for me to say those kind of things, considering there's a lot of people losing money in this game. Not gonna have a lot of viewers who really enjoy that. But I guess most people are here because they want to learn, want to get better. Obviously, when you start out in something, if you're new to the game or just haven't been here for a long time, it's gonna take a while to build the knowledge and really start. Oh, you globaled on oil! Congratulations, Marty man. Have a heart. There's some love for you. Let's see if we can global on something else. So we're in the right area. We're still in magnesium, zinc, azadite, listerium, quantium, gold area. That's a good sign. Obviously, if we had gotten another claim of listerium, I would start to worry, because there are areas on the map here on Amethyra where there basically is only listerium. There's nothing else. And don't want to be mining those kind of dead areas. So I'll probably just start taking slices off here. Take a couple of slices in towards, what's his name? Man, I'm getting rusty in my location. Sakura City. I believe actually that was where I had my apartment once they launched it, or was it? No, it was Sakura City. Went out, scout. The problem was, back then when Mindark launched, they launched like 1,000 apartments. They launched way too many apartments. There was nowhere near enough buyers, but I went out there and they forgot to set the privacy settings to public, so you couldn't go see the apartment. You basically had to like guess how was the view from this apartment, which kind of sucked because you paid 1,200 pets, I believe, for the big one. Was it 1,600 pets? But you weren't allowed to see the property. That sucked balls big time. But I ended up buying one and lost a bunch of pets on it because there was like 1,000 apartments. And a lot of people bought them and figured out they weren't really worth anything and wanted to get rid of them fast. Hey Atomic, what setup am I using today? We're a bit on a special mission here. We were out searching for gold and quantium. It was an idea, and I only don't stream 2 times in a day, but I wanted really to go mine. I just thought, hey, there's too little gold on auction. This might become a really lucrative business if we can find it steady. So, but I didn't want to use the TerraMaster 8 and I didn't want to amp hard because we tried that a couple of times and we don't get sufficient quantities to really warrant mining it exclusively. And then I remembered back in the day I found loads of gold using the F105 finder, so I thought, what do I have similar to the F105? I have the Cougar finder, I have a couple of those in storage. We bought them up, they were cheap, and it has 560 feet, 62 meters average search depth, which is almost like an F105. So I thought, hey, you know what, if we can make this Rocktech Cougar finder work together with a level 5 amplifier, then we have the equivalent of a level 8 amplifier on our finder, but we only pay 101.7% on each drop, which is amazing. That's less than half the price of what you pay for a level 8 amplifier. So far though, we hit a small huff at 258 pets. And obviously it was Listerium, which is not really cool, but we'll take it, it's money. And it's gonna make sure that we don't go too much into the red on this run. We're gonna have a hard time losing money basically. So basically our prospecting run here is gonna yield a bit of a profit, but what we really want to see is markup. We want to see more quantium, we want to see a lot of azadite, and we want to see a lot of magnesium. Obviously both of those have really low markup, but it is what it is. And if we can just get enough of it, it's okay. And I don't mind in matters in this area. There's not a lot here. I think this Force Nexus growth molecules, angelic dust, or flakes, angelic flakes is called. So basically it's not very good stuff. Basically it's a bit of an uncommon setup. I think I'm not gonna go too far south here. I'm pretty sure I mined this island a long time ago, just probing it, seeing what I could find, and there wasn't any, it was just Listerium area. So if we get a couple of more Listeriums here, I might just jump. Nope, we get magnesium, good times. Obviously we just get a lot more Listerium that we normally do because we're only at 560 meters search depth. Which is not really amazing, so we will get the generic materials just because we are so shallow. So our average claim sizes have gone down a little. In the beginning of the run when we hit the Huff and we had good mining, we were getting amples and considerables. Now we're down to mediums and the occasional average and amples. %. I really want to max it out for in matters as well, but it's gonna be a while. Hey Akojijama, how you doing, man? Hope you're well. Yeah, it's a bit of an unorthodox night tonight, streaming twice, but I really felt the urge to go mine some gold. Good day on mining? No. Earlier today we lost like 200 pets. We had a really bad mining run. Those happen. Can't do much about those. That was expected. But then tonight actually I think we're doing okay. How much have we spent so far? Approximately 500 pets so far. Nah, that can't be right. 450 pet. Yeah, 550 pet. 450 pet, sorry. 400, oh my god. Yeah, it is late. 450 pet. And we have 258 pet half. Plus, so that's 350. 550. Almost 650 pet in return. So we are up 200 pets given. Got a small half, yeah, seems good, seems great. So far actually this little run here, obviously it's base value profit, it's not from markup really. That's a problem. But we'll see if we can generate some more markup. I don't think this is copyright-free music. I think it switched playlists. There we go. I really love Avicii though. He mixes up some great tunes. A little sad though, even though this run is obviously good. We're making pets, but I really wanted to see some gold. Is that a storage facility and stuff? I might just drop off the ores here. You know what, I'm just gonna change the music here. I love Avicii, but this is not radio. Or whatever it is. I'm sick and tired of my email inbox getting slammed with all kind of copyright claims every time I did a stream. They don't sanction it or anything, and it's not like warnings, it's just annoying. And in case at some point I should reach a level where I can get revenue from, or we can get revenue I should probably say, from advertisers, then I will lose, or we will lose some of that revenue, because there's a copyright claim on the song. So it can really be a matter of selling out the future here for listening to a bit of music. Boom. No. We haven't found any out of the ordinary either for the last couple of weeks. Good thing loot has been decent though. It is tonight as well. I can't really complain. It was a lot worse off earlier today around noon there. I think we had an average return of 85%, 80%. Thankfully we had a decent amount of markup stuff, so we were still able to generate 108% on it. Often when mining is very bad, you get bad returns as well on markup ores and matters as well. Everything just turns to shit basically. I'll be back tomorrow, he said. Yeah, I know. This was actually when I was talking to you there by the auction. Suddenly it just struck me. I was checking out the gold market there. I normally check out the markets to see if there's any openings or if there's anything that's changed, so it's suddenly worth mining. And the gold market seems so skint, seems so thin. I thought, well, gold might go up in price very soon, even further than it already is. It's already at 180%, so it's already good mining. So I thought, I want to try and get ahead of this and see if we can mine some gold with the Cougar Finder, because I used to find loads of gold with the F105, so I thought maybe, just maybe, the Cougar Finder can be used for that. Because I really do need a use case for it. But yes, it's in no way gonna be normal for me to stream twice a day. I actually put the Netflix on with the Highwayman, so that was running in the background while I was getting sorted there and looking at an auction. I love that movie, it's a great movie. I do try and make the evenings a bit more relaxing, but I do enjoy the game. So we have the magic maturity here, Atrax Old. Gixxer, which can really drop some big huffs.
a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah. Light is gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were soaring. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah. imagine you run to meander, but I will wait for you.
There's nothing left for me to do than run and act myself a fool. No point in trusting anyone. Your eyes of diamonds keep me up. Never thought that it could be this rough. No point in trusting anyone.
Oh, I muted it. Sorry, when I got the coke, I muted my mic. Sorry about that. I'm back. Kujijama, you didn't miss anything. It was a small global, 59 pet sync. Obviously, it's good. This run was already going well, and there was just a little cherry on top there. Your level is too low for the rock tag. It's only 58 prospecting. Well, you'll soon be there. And you do use D-class amplifiers, so your skills will go up pretty steady. Ah, that was stupid. I need a way to really figure out whether or not my mic is muted without having to tap out. And we got a mini of, I didn't, obviously you didn't hear that either. We got almost 50 pet, like 49 pet of that one fungoid there. We got 11 pet off one soon after that. So basically we're doing very well. Yeah, you're doing more missions as well to get to stage 3 will pop soon. That's gonna be like 30 pet worth of prospecting or surveying depending on what mission it is. That's gonna help you tremendously. Actually, our sync mission is probably just sync and knock is yeah. Oh, we don't have an Arcanesium mission. Listerium probably also. Yeah, we'll be done with that one when this one is over. That's pretty sweet though. I hate mining Listerium, but doing it here, we are prospecting, we are after something else, and Listerium is just a byproduct. I don't think it's a lot, it's maybe 3 pet worth of mining skills. It's probably gonna be, of prospecting skills, it's gonna be like 5 levels maybe. But every little bit helps. By 5 levels, I mean 5 levels of prospecting. I think we got 6 on the last one actually. Whee! That's a long way down. Yeah, missions is they're really a great way of getting skills. I think in the last mission you get like 200 pets worth of surveying or prospecting. Simply amazing. Really gonna propel you into the stars there, skills wise. But 60k worth of points is a lot. I think it's gonna take us maybe 2 or 3 months to get the 10k. Give us some gold. Come on. Wow. Probably need to heal up. There's a lot of heals here. Shame it's pretty much done after level 60. Yeah, you probably need 65. I think the Terramaster 8 starts at 61 and finishes out at level 65. But there's actually a B or D finder. B70 I think it's called. Learning period starts at level 70 on that one. That's a pretty brutal finder. I don't even have a learning period on that. Only 65 actually. But I had never seen it. I've only seen it on Tropia Wiki. I've never seen it in game. So yeah, I guess you're right. It is pretty much done, isn't it? So basically once we're done with this run, it's the same as we have burned 2 level 5 amplifiers just on the finder that's preamped, and we're gonna approximately have spent 6 pet worth of finder at 134%, so that's 2 pet in Markov. That's just ridiculously cheap. Like buying a level 5 amplifier at 1%, 101%. Actually, a unlimited finder has an unlimited level 5 amplifier has a hard time competing. If obviously the unlimited level 5 amplifier has the ability to be attached to a lot of different finders, obviously that's a massive advantage. But if you were gonna attach a level 5 amplifier to a F105, it's gonna have a hard time competing with the Rocktech Cooler Finder. Simply because you're gonna have a massive amount of pets locked up. And that also has a value. And lost opportunity. Basically your savings on an unlimited finder is very low compared to the Rocktech Cooler. %17 boost, it's not a lot. Foo Mastermind, man, I hope you had a great day hunting. Thanks a lot for the raid. Hope you had a good day hunting. returned some decent loot for you. I know hunting can be rough. Unlimited level 5 would be insane to have. Yeah, it would. Definitely would. Mainly because it would be a lot of pets you would be able to sell it for. Like basically the way we're mining here, we use the equivalent of a level 8, but it's the equivalent of buying a level 8 amplifier at 101.7%, which is insanely cheap. Basically, if you turn over 100,000 pets, the only savings with unlimited level 8 amplifier compared to this would be 1700 pets. So, and if you let's say, just for the sake of the argument, you turn over 1 million pets a year, which is a lot to do with an unlimited amplifier, which is a lot. So you save 17,000 pets, and you value it at 4. You have to get your investment back in 4 years. The value of a level 8 amplifier unlimited would only be at 64,000 pets. Just gonna change the music here. This does my head in right now. You know somebody with an unlimited level 5? That's a cool amplifier. I never mind with an unlimited level 5. I mind with an unlimited level 6. Or is it 7? Probably levels. No, unlimited level 6, like 15 efficiency. I rented one for a period, a couple of months. It's hard making a profit once you rent it. It's possible. You have to mine a lot. I honestly don't think I would buy one if I had the pets in here these days. I used to have an unlimited level 2 myself, my own. Did okay with that one, but back then it was a lot cheaper. How much did I pay? Like, I think I bought I have owned it 2 times actually. I bought one at 4.4k pets or something back when they dropped the first. And then I sold it again because I didn't feel like I could really make best use of it, didn't have the time to play as much. And I sold it at like 7k pets, and then I bought another one later in the game at like 8k pets or something again. Did really well with it. That was back when Dianthus and Energized Crystal was introduced into the game. Back then markup on those two was 220%. That was the golden age for me. And yeah, then I sold it. But these days I don't think I would buy an unlimited amplifier no matter the size. The amount of time you need to spend mining and grinding is so tiring. Like, you need to like, you gotta remember, every time that thing there sits in your storage, it's a lost opportunity, and it can really get to you. It can really wear you down. Every time it's not being used, it's a lost opportunity. And it's a massive amount of money having locked up when it comes to those big finders, at least, or big amplifiers. They are now like 10 to 12k. Yeah, actually I believe they were 14.4k. So they went up in price quite hard. I don't think they're worth that, to be honest. you cannot turn over a lot of money using those kind of finders. If you when I was mining hard, I was dropping 1,000 to 2,000 drops a day, and with a level 2 finder, that would be spending approximately 1,000 pets if I drop 2,000 probes, and 2,000 probes was definitely the top of my range, so let's make it 1,500 probes a day, just to keep it real, because I honestly did have a life on besides the game. So that's 750 pet each day you turn over, and that is 3,250 pets a week, and you save. You can pick those up at 102.5% if you make some good deals and buy in bulk. So 2.5%, that's 25 pet, 75. So let's, for the sake of argument, say it's 100 pets a week saved in markup, right? That's 5,200 pets saved a year. Oh, technically, actually, that values the amplifier at like 20k, actually. Oh, that was a bit of a surprise to me, actually. Personally, I've had it. I don't think it's worth it. It's too much mining. I got stressed out. And you cannot make a living with that thing unless you have very, very low cost of living. Oh, well, technically, actually, 14.4k is not an unreasonable price then. That's only 3 years of savings, and then you made the amp back. If you mine hardcore 5 days a week, 1,500 probes, 1,500 drops each day. I guess it's actually an undervalued amplifier. Yeah, sometimes making the quick calculations can turn heads, right? That was a surprise to me, at least. And if you value it as you want to make your investment back within 3 years, actually you can have a 25 to 33%. No, 33% yield on your investment in savings. That's pretty good. Very good, actually. Compared to Calypso Deeds that yield 9.8%. It's a big difference. Any investor will, if you tell him you can make him, obviously savings it's not profit, but you can profit with that amplifier if you're a decent miner, if you don't pay that kind of markup. If you tell any kind of investor that you're gonna make him 33% annually on his investment, he's gonna call the police and tell him you try to scam him. I ask if you want to invest in Bitcoin or something. Am I trying to jack up the price? No, I'm not, but I'm actually sitting here thinking maybe we should buy one just because it's gonna go up in price. If you look at the Calypso Deeds, it's gonna take you 10 years to make your investment back. So it's actually a massive difference. And that's a very conservative calculation. If you go to auction to buy level 2 amplifiers, then you're gonna pay 104, 105%. Then the yield and the savings are a lot higher. I calculated 102.5%. I guess the level 2 amplifier unlimited is an undervalued item in Entropia. There's not many of those these days. Ah, stupid Listerium. Sometimes you just want to pull up that claim rod and return it to the loot pool. Like throw that thing off to the side. Have your list back, mine down. Unlimited is never a bad investment anyway. Obviously, it requires you to mine. I personally think these unlimited finders can turn the whole amplifier market upside down. If they continue adding more and more finders that comes more and more preamped, they are slowly gonna take away the share of the amplifier market. Let's say suddenly we start seeing unlimited Cougar finders. You gotta go. See you, Kujijama, man. Thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate it. Take care tonight. Sleep well. But if we suddenly start seeing unlimited Cougar finders, unlimited Lost Soul finders, then I would definitely be quite wary should I own a unlimited amplifier, yeah. Because there's gonna be a lot of people out there not buying as many amplifiers suddenly. I mean, they don't lose their value, yeah. Nah. So far, no, they haven't, obviously. Things can change. People were saying the same about the improved Mark II. Justifier improved Mark II being the most eco gun in the game, and then suddenly Mindark releases weapons that are similar. Which came on as a bit of a surprise. And they lost like half their value. Maybe went all the way down to 1/3 of their high value. Left a lot of sour Ubers out there holding those kind of items. But so far, no. You don't think so? Amps will always be there for the rich gamers, gamblers who want to hit even bigger. That's true. You can always attach an amplifier, even if you have an unlimited finder that comes preamped. You can always add an amplifier. That's true, and the amplifier is more versatile. You can cycle through various depths by moving it to different finders. Let's say I get an unlimited Cougar finder. I am limited to mining or in matters. I can't go out and find redolite and stuff like this with this finder. Unless I tier it up really high, but then there's a lot of cost involved on enhancers, and enhancers can break your back. They are pretty damn expensive to use. Oh goddamn, Listerium, go away. Everything can change. Just look at unlimited weapons and first aid packs. Yeah, that was kind of a shock to me, Ruffy, when I saw how many they released of like the Fen items and all those kind of things that you thought Mindark was losing money on, or like they weren't really efficient for Mindark to have in the game. Suddenly they started releasing those. I never thought we would see weapons that had the same efficiency as the improved Justifier Mark II. And I would in no way have ever believed there would be weapons that were actually better on efficiency than that one. Back in the day, the improved Justifier Mark II was able to yield a base value profit. Like you could hunt all day and Mindark will pay you to do it as long as you did it with the improved Justifier Mark II together with an improved or modified first aid pack. That was when the macro hunters were going crazy. But I think they just adjusted the loot system, so you cannot do that anymore. But as you say, everything can change. If mind feels the need to change it. Boom. No, medium. Well, it's still gonna be the cheapest way to mine regular finders with amplifiers, low amount of pet stocking tools. Yeah, that's true. Wow, all that list. Might just do a jump here. Mine the area. Let's see. Yeah, I probably need to go over here. We've been down here. You're off, Marty. Hope you'll end the run with a nice bang. I hope so too. Hopefully not this though, no. See you later, Marty. Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it, and congrats on your globals. Take care tonight. Sleep well. What's the best way around this chain of mountains here? So much sink. Well, we definitely know how to get a lot of zinc should that ever go up in price. But we want to see quantium and we want to see gold. Probably just make another jump here. Probably one more and make another jump west. Oh, that's a long way down. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, these are some hilly areas. So this has been a decent run so far. Obviously it died out a little in the end here. We got a small huff and a global, which is decent. It's the equivalent of how many? Like 4 level 8 amplifiers approximately. We just need to heal one here. It's a long way down. Oh, it's too much. How much was that? Oh, I should have healed all the way up. Wouldn't have been a problem. Wow, look at that roll. Hey, right to the revival. There we go. Let's keep going. There's no text on it. Acidite, calculite, fruitite, gold, Listeria, magnesium, zinc. The usual rip, yep. What is going on here? Get out of the land area here. No point in paying tax if we can avoid it. And we can. Oh man, this run is drying out bad. I want to get out of this land area, but it's caved in between mountains. Nothing like a nice global can fix. That's right, Distorter. Welcome back, man. Actually, we've had a few globals, and we had a small. We had one global and a small half, so we are okay. We should be fine for this run here. But obviously, anything we find from here is just oof. That's the good stuff. And hitting those globals do feel good. And this is, what is that, like 10 drops or so? We haven't found anything. It's a bit unusual. Right, I'm gonna call it here. This is Suguru, but I'm gonna have a run tomorrow afternoon when I get back home, and we're gonna finish this run here. I'm just gonna drop one more, and hopefully there's something big in the end here. But I don't think so. Often when it's like this, it died. We rode it out nicely. We mined through the good period. But I will finish the rest of this run tomorrow, and then we'll load up for another. Yeah, when it's bad, it's just bad. We'll load up for another run, and hopefully we can continue where we left today and continue the profit. But I am trying to promote the whole idea of logging off. I know it's a bit sounds counterproductive, but it's really an important way of preserving your profit, because when this game goes dry, it just goes dry. There's no way of you forcing your way through it. Just have to suck it up and try again later. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna send you guys over to Titans. They do some space stuff. And yeah, you can see what kind of space stuff they're doing. I guess it's kind of stuffy, space stuffy. Anyways, thanks a lot for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. And take care of yourself out there and take care of your pet card. Try and make good decisions. And I wish you all the best of luck. And yeah, I'm gonna send you over to Titans Incorporated. Good luck, guys. Have fun.
There are 80 thieves.
I'll do it from What up? Welcome back.
Yeah, it's just a sign you were doing.